Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to another video. Before anything, I want to thank everyone that's been following me and watching my videos and giving me those great comments, which I truly appreciate. And believe me, I read them all. I read them all. It's just that sometimes I want to make sure I comment the right, answer. I want to make sure that you guys but by the way, I just want to let you know that all these comments that you guys give me, I truly read them all and I appreciate them and everything. Now, what we have right in front of us, if you from like New York City, you gotta remember this car. And I'm sure not just in New York City, I'm sure in other cities around the world. Not so much around the world. I will keep it more local, probably around the I was gonna say North America. Let's put it like that. But if it's around the world, let me know in what other countries we're talking about. Now, what we got in front of us, let me get back to the point of this. We have a iconic taxi cab. Let's call it taxi cab because a lot of people just remember these for taxis. But this is actually not a taxi. This is a regular model. It's a 143 scale 1975 Checker A12 Marathon. Now we are talking about the Marathon. This model right here was the absolute iconic taxi cab for New York City for many decades. If you think in London, you got the London cab. This was like the London cab for New York City and other cities around America. Not sure about Canada. You guys let me know. Or other parts of the world. You guys let me know. Now, when I say many decades, because this model was made between 1960 all the way down to 1982. And now for taxis, they were made. It was actually the 812, which is the one that we're looking at right now, was made for for regular people. I mean, passengers are also people. Let me let me say it better. Was sold for a customer. Now the 811, which is the other model, which is the same looks, it looks almost identical, was made for the taxis. I tell you, this car right here, it gives me so much memories. I remember seeing them in pictures. If you Google taxi cabs in New York City, or I think Chicago. I seen Chicago had pictures of checkers, and I'm sure other cities around there too. They had this model. This is quite weird. I'm gonna tell you why it's weird to me. It looks like a model from like the 50s. The model itself. I would say clearly, if I didn't know what car was this, I would say this is probably a 1955 Chevrolet or something like that. No, this actually started in 1962. But the reason I say it's weird because they sold all the way down till 1982. This model definitely does not represent the 80s. But I guess it was so iconic and so reliable for taxi cabs that they definitely kept them for a lot longer than just a few years. I guess when the car is good, you want to extend it, and if the car still is good and it still sells, you want to keep it up. I guess that's the many that's the it's like the Volkswagen Beetle. They started back in the 30s. They changed a little bit here and there, but the whole concept of the Beetle was sold until not too long ago. They stopped for a while. They came back with the new Beetle, and other brands are starting to pull that story again. I'm not saying that Checker is coming back. I'm just saying that when the model is good or iconic or reliable, you want to make sure you keep it up. The car looks exactly how they looked in real life. It was big, it was bulky, it was it looked like you didn't want to crash against none of these. because the other car would have been paper, and these will probably be coming out with scratch only. They are very, very solid cars. By the way, this is a 143 scale, like I mentioned before. The model is made by IXO. IXO, it's like the middleman in between all these brands. They're very well known. They're quite good looking because they make them quite good quality, and they're not the most expensive. So that's why they are like the better known brands nowadays. Alright, guys, I'll let it go around a few times, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I came back a bit quicker than usual because I was reading about this car as we speak. I was surprised to read beyond being a cab in most of like New York City, in Kalamazoo, which is a city in Michigan, which that's where they were from. That's where they were built. They usually use them also as police cars. But then when it really quite shocked me, I will say shocked me like in a good way, that they used them in the Vatican. They used them as for the Pope, for Pope the Pope. They used them, I guess, to like the cars that would go around the Pope mobile, which I was so surprised. I was not expecting to read that. I would have probably thought they would use some car from Europe, since the Vatican's inside, by Italy. I was probably thinking of Fiat or something more that will blend with the rest of the cars around the countries around there. But nope, they used the checkers. And also, I forgot to mention a few things about the checkers. They came as 6 cylinders and 8 cylinders. And one more thing I forgot to mention, they also made a station wagon out of the checker. So there was a station wagon version, which was not that popular, not like the car. The car was a lot more popular. Alright, guys, don't forget to give me a nice thumbs up, which I always mention. It shows me that you're enjoying these videos as much as I'm enjoying making them. And do not forget to click and subscribe. And comment below, like I mentioned before, let me know. Have you seen these cars in person? Have you seen them in a car show? Do you still see them around like in car shows, or they totally disappear from the spectrum of the world? I don't see it. Alright, guys, so take care of yourselves more than ever, and goodbye.